Cerydra from Honkai Star Rail, a chess player with two different colors and an asymmetric design. Well, what's not to love about her? The only problem is, I am not a Honkai Star Rail player. I'm a Genshin player. In fact, I've never downloaded Honkai Star Rail. I've never tried it. I'm just not really a fan of turn-based games, but, I love the characters' designs. I know their names, and I just love it. Like, I love Caster's design. I heard she's getting new skin. I love High Silence, the mermaid looking one. I love Cerydra's design. I love Kafka's design. There are so many characters whose design I love, but I just don't play the game. So I thought it would be fun to draw Cerydra with no context of who she is and guess what her part in the story is or what type of character she is. Also, before we get into it, I just wanted to say, first of all, thank you for 4 subscribers. That's, it's a little milestone, and that's what really counts, right? We celebrate the small wins. And secondly, this is my new best piece, and for what I wanted to draw was Cerydra in a chess pose, because I see she's like a chess design character. Anyways, first of all, I think she's not that important in the main story. I think her importance in the main story is like she only comes later, and I assume she's kind of like Tartaglia is important. Alhaitham is also important. I think she's more important than Kaveh, for example. Like, and a bit more than Dory level. She appears for a while, but she's probably not that important. Like, I think she's Yahoda importance of level. Yahoda is important, but be so for real. She is like the only human in the Not Cry quest, so she's not really that important. I think that's where she stands in the main story. I don't even know if she appears in the main story. Now, onto her character. Does she have a bad, tragic backstory? Probably yes. Every Hoyoverse character has. I assume she was off to fend for herself in some way, and that's when she learned chess. But I think she's actually really bad at chess. She gives me the vibes of someone who, like, knows chess, but her character design and her, like, emotions tell me otherwise. I think she is pretty bad at chess. She just has some magic hocus pocus that lets her magically control her figures, and therefore she's good in chess all of a sudden. Also, side note, I love that her sleeves are black and white on each side. Like, that is so cool. I'll leave some little notes here and there from what I love about her design, but I love her sleeves, and I also love, as you can see here, I love like little diamond-esque things in her sleeves. Oh, that's so cool. And like the puffs at the top of the sleeves, so satisfying to look at. Also, another side note, I just read Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood, because I'm kind of getting into chess as an IB student, got a skill max, and oh my god, I loved that book. And I also loved how she described chess. It wasn't too much for the average reader, and I mean, a chess index would have been nice, but I gotta appreciate that book. That book was really good. I read Two Can Play by her before, and that was a bit too explicit for my taste. So Check and Mate, which was Closed Doors, that was quite nice to read. Anyways, I also do kind of like chess. Got a skill max in your free time, but I just love how the chess things are incorporated into her design. Like, her sleeves as a whole, you have like the the shapes and also like the crowns at the top. Also, I love the turquoise in her design. And then she also has a crown on her head. What what's not to love? Based on her expressions as well, she gives me Yai Miko character vibes. Like she's playing turn for turn to get what she wants. She knows what she wants, and she's kind of manipulative in a way. She seems like that type of person. She seems not carefree, but thinking about her every single move because she was off to fend for herself when she was younger. That seems like Cerydra, in my opinion. As for what her goal might be in life, I think she just wants to be in charge, like in power, to never be powerless again. She wants to be able to control the moves of her opponents, to know what is going on. And that's the type of vibes Cerydra gives me. And also, she seems the type of person who cares about their relationships, but chooses them carefully and wisely. Like, you will take a while to get on her good side, and you might actually get onto her dark side very easily. So it's like kind of like Columbina, I guess. It takes a really long time until you bond with her. That's my guess. I have no idea if it's correct. Please tell me if it's correct. Her fighting style is probably more laid back. She lets her figures do all the things. She's kind of like Freena in that aspect, just letting her things do the thing, and then she takes all the credit for that. She seems like the type of person to be like minimal effort, but I get all the credit. A bit like a transactional woman. She's probably a lot into business and getting the most what she wants. So like I can see her personality also being a mix of Nephra and Dory in that sense. Like, you know. I wonder how I can get the best out of this in doing the least amount of work possible. Yeah, so like Nephra Dory. So she's also probably rich. But at this point, who isn't in Hoyo games? Somehow we have, what, 10 million more? Although I only have 1 million at the moment. And I believe her favorite figure is the Queen. And if she had a themed song, it would be Queens and Kings by Ava Max. Fight me. Although you can't fight me, I don't know anything about this character. Also, here you can see I'm trying to draw a throne where she's sitting on, and she's playing chess against the viewer. Well, I wonder who's winning because I have no idea. I just looked at my reference and I tried to draw like the crystal like figures that I saw in the reference, but they were kind of hard, so I just guessed how to draw crystals. I love crystals. I want to draw crystals more often. And yeah, this is my guess on how crystals look. Just adding random blobs of colors, very saturated colors. Maybe I should look up a tutorial on how to draw crystals. But right now, I'm focusing on Sam does art style, and I want to study it more. Maybe it wasn't the best idea to draw a Hoyoverse anime character, but oh well, I have artistic freedom. Now I am attempting the end spurt, and you can often see the image flicker to black and white. I want to see if the values look somewhat correct, and I've just added a few more colors into the hair because especially the right side was not having a lot of values. It was just white. And then we come to my absolutely rushed part, the rendering. I completely rushed that. Maybe I'll go back and do it, but I need to get this video out, so I just rushed that part. I think in a time lapse, rendering is the most satisfying part to watch. Like, your character looks completely different, but in a more satisfying way. Like, oh, it's so nice. So, to wrap it all up, I believe Cerydra is probably a really cool character, tragic backstory, left to fend for herself, wants to be in control of all the moves of her opponents, extremely powerful and transactional only. You take a while to get onto her good side, and her weak spot is probably if she loses. If she loses, she'd probably go extremely mad, or at least, but that's what I believe. So please comment down below how well I predicted her, and see you next time. Bye bye.